Hi, I'm Prabjot Singh, your host, welcoming you to Probing Eye's latest episode of Bust 1 Minute. We have been talking too much about politics. Today is time to change. We are going to talk about civil aviation because we all fly these days. But before we do that, remember to click on bell icon so that you get direct subscriptions to all episodes of Probing Eye as well as Bust 1 Minute. So now time to fly. How often you fly? And do you think the health of the pilot is very important for your safety? Yes, it is. Recently, a pilot who flew a Indian Air India Express flight from Srinagar to Delhi, he vomited. He was not well, and he said he's not well, but his plea was not accepted, and he was forced to fly from Srinagar to Delhi. And when he vomited in the cockpit, he was taken to a hospital where he was brought dead. So that brings into focus how safe and how airlines are treating their pilots. Are they concerned about their wellness and their well being, or are they just want to make every commercial bit out of their pilots? Arman Singh Chaudhary, he was a young pilot. He is coming from a good family of Haryana, and he had been flying Air India for a while. On that day, he was not feeling well and he reported unwell, but his plea was not accepted and he was forced to fly from Srinagar to Delhi. It was only early this month, on 9th of April, and when he safely landed in Delhi, he had reportedly vomited in the cockpit. As his condition was, medical condition was, he was removed to a hospital, and there was no ambulance. He was taken to hospital in a private vehicle, but he could not reach there for treatment. He died. And this is not the first case of a fatigued pilot had succumbed to the pressure tactics of the airline. I may not be saying that, but this is what the Association of Pilots of India, they have been complaining, and they have been urging the aviation ministry as well as all the managements of airlines to frame new guidelines about the safety, well-being and good health of pilots. The present rules say that no pilot should fly more than 35 hours within a week, and this time Arman, though he had not flown much in the last 1 week before he died, he had flown only about 11 hours. But sometimes it's not hours, it is your health. Sometimes you are not in a good health. Arman was a very good football player, and after football, he had taken to cricket, and he was a very jovial, very warm and friendly person. But his death has brought into focus an issue about the well-being of the people who fly hundreds of people in their aircraft. It is the safety of the passengers in the aircraft as well as safety of the crew in the aircraft, besides pilots or captain's own safety, that matters. Sometimes airlines, because there is now the changing trend in air travel, people prefer to travel by air more than what they used to do 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And many of the recent studies, they have revealed that the fatigue of the pilot or the tiredness of the pilot or unwellness of the pilot, or if he is not well, it accounts for a substantial number of air disasters, accidents. one of the reports, recent reports, which was released in 2016 or 2019, said about 250 people died in air crashes because of the fatigue of the pilots, because of the ill health of the pilots. And as recent as early this month, there was a crisis, similar crisis faced by an international airline when a pilot fell unwell in the cockpit. There was another case, the same, the pilot fell unwell and he vomited in the cockpit. So these are the cases which raise an alarm about the well-being. Though now Ministry of Civil Aviation and Director General of Civil Aviation have ordered an inquest into circumstances leading to Arman Singh Chaudhary's death. The committee will examine all the issues, whether he was unwell before he was forced to fly, and whether the medical emergency services were provided to him, or whether the crew was able to support him during the flight, or all other factors that committee will look into. But a man, a trained pilot, and a good young life has been lost. Now we may have a reactive or an inquiry which will not bring back Arman Singh Chaudhary. He is gone, he's gone forever. And now airlines are making so huge profits, but because of the shortage of pilots, they are facing an acute shortage of pilots. The pilots are being forced to fly more than what is prescribed for them. That's why the new guidelines have come, which will be effective from 1st of July, in which the pilots flying periods are also being reduced, and so that fatigue is a factor which is taken care of under the new guidelines. Whatever is going to happen, that is for the future, but what has happened in the past, that also takes away the confidence of the flyers, because people at times, when they realize the pilot was fatigued and that led to an air mishap, their faith and trust in the safety of air travel is eroded. So I thought this is an important subject because we all fly these days. So how do you feel about this subject? Do you think the pilot's health is of prime importance for the safety of all air travelers? If you think so, please share your comments with us and stay tuned. We'll be coming up more on this subject in the coming episodes. So hopefully you will love our coming episodes on civil aviation and safety, and how the pilots are being handled. Though they are highly paid, but they also need some guidelines which help them to fly safe. Stay safe, stay happy, and stay tuned to Probing Eye and Bus 5 Minutes.